Located 720 kilometers northwest of Colombia's Caribbean coast, San Andrés has become one of the South American country's premier tourist destinations. Now, for the first time in its history, it's hosting the opening stages of cycling's RCN Classic. Stretching over 9 days, Colombia's national road race attracts 123 cyclists and another 200 media and race staff. Among the later arrivals is Fabio Duarte, wearing the under-23 world champion's rainbow jersey. Master of ceremonies at the opening presentation is sports journalist Hector Orrego, who's been observing Colombian cycling for 4 decades.
It's the most important race in the country and probably in the Americas because it's been at the forefront of many of the changes that have taken place in cycling and its organisation over here. We lead the way in this area because of what we've learned from Europe and also because over the years we've had a number of world-class riders competing here, including Greg LeMond, Laurent Fignon, Claudio Chiappucci, Bernardino, Alvaro Pino and Johan Brunel. They've all been to Colombia.
Stage 1, a team time trial, is delayed because of potholes in the town centre. 45 minutes later, the 13 10-man teams are given the go-ahead to tackle the course. In the team competition, Indeportes Loteria de Boyaca are expected to excel. The island's flat terrain is no help to the climbers of Team UNE from Medellin. They're speeding towards 4th place in the stage, and with some of the most gruelling ascents in world cycling coming up, their 15-second deficit will soon pale into insignificance. The teams take under half an hour to complete the 31-kilometre course. The pre-race favourite is Spanish rider Oscar Sevilla, whose team ekes out a 5-second advantage at the end of stage 1.
As a team, we're very strong, very close and very ambitious, so I'm hopeful that we'll do well. What's important is that we're committed as a team, keep fighting and stay mentally tough.
Stage 2 comprises 7 circuits around the north of the island and features both a sharp climb and a twisting descent. On lap 1, Juan Pablo Villegas and Antonio Olmo form a breakaway and build a lead of over 3 minutes. After they're reeled in by the peloton, 4 riders attack on the final lap, but they're caught at the top of the final climb. Felix Cardenas, a stage winner in the Tour de France, takes the stage just ahead of William Aranzazu. With Cardenas claiming the overall race lead, the riders depart San Andrés Caribbean climbs for the chill altitude of Bogotá, 2,600 metres above sea level. Cardenas retains his overall lead over the next 2 stages, which traverse the Colombian capital ahead of the fearsome mountain stages. Stage 5 begins with a display of solidarity for the many Colombians held captive by members of the FARC, or Revolutionary Armed Forces, a left-wing guerrilla movement. The entire peloton rides through the town of Girardot wearing T-shirts with a message for FARC reading, "Demobilization is the answer." Following a mass costume change at the stage's official starting point, the racing gets underway. Ahead lies a ride of 162 kilometres, including the daunting ascent of La Linea, a 40-kilometre climb to over 4,000 metres. The Andean Cordillera's fierce gradients soon begin to split the peloton. Among the stragglers is Duarte. Mauricio Ortega, one of the leading group at the summit of La Linea, uses his superior descending skills to take both the stage victory and the overall lead. Oscar Sevilla finishes second. Stage 6 means Minas, the race's other great climb. To get there, the cyclists slice through the coffee fields and sugar plantations of central Colombia before riding along the banks of the river Cauca. Alex Cano attacks early, a long way from the stage finish near his home city of Medellin. Cano conquers Minas alone, with last year's race runner-up Javier Gonzalez 35 seconds behind, and the group of race favourites a further 2.5 minutes back. Cano speeds through Medellin towards a brilliant solo victory in the adjoining town of Bello. After 2 days of climbing, just 41 seconds separate the three riders at the top of the general classification. Stage 7, from Sabaneta to Manizales, is won by Fernando Camargo. But the real drama unfolds behind him, as Oscar Sevilla launches an attack on the hardest part of the climb to Manizales, gaining valuable seconds over Mauricio Ortega, his closest rival for the overall title. Sevilla finishes third behind Victor Niño, safe in the knowledge that he secured a crucial 15-second advantage over Ortega. With no change in the general classification following the flat stage from Manizales to Buga, the two main protagonists, Ortega and Sevilla, prepare for the race's final stage, a time trial from Palmira to Cali. Ortega gives his all in an attempt to overturn the Spaniard's advantage, but he's unable to sustain his initial pace over the 34 kilometres to Cali. Rather than losing time to Ortega, Sevilla extends his overall lead to 40 seconds. The Spaniard goes on to become the first foreign rider to win the RCN Classic in the race's 48-year history.
I'm really happy. It's a very important victory, not only for me, but for my team. We're a new team with a lot of ambition. It was great to ride here, taking on La Línea and Minas. It was tough, I can tell you. Everyone told me to come and race here. I didn't think I'd make it this year, but it's all worked out pretty well.
With top 10 finishes in both the Tour and the Vuelta, as well as his win here, Sevilla has underlined his abilities as a climber and stage race specialist.